Shit. All right, strap in. All right, good. That's not setting off the mic. Strap in. It's probably gonna. It's gonna be a full back testing session for the day. It's probably gonna be at least a half hour to like an hour. Sim through a week of market data, like 5 days. See what we would take, see what we wouldn't. I would recommend definitely chucking up either a 6 milli or get a snack for this shit. Um Absolutely would recommend that. This shit, I'm not gonna lie to you, this is gonna be a long watch. Um Probably I try to be as entertaining as possible, but I'm gonna be honest with you. This shit probably isn't gonna be entertaining, but this is gonna be the most useful shit that you'll get from this channel and shit because this is literally me showing you exactly my thought process, exactly how I trade, and what leads me to be profitable and make thousands of dollars every day. It's literally me using past prior examples. So, um, fuck, dude, I'm feeling very subpar to be honest with you. Like, I'm not gonna lie, this is definitely needed because there's just not enough time in the day, dude. I mean, well, at least today there wasn't. Like, today, you can see it's 8:20. It's a little, quite a bit later than I wanted to get on this, but I had to grab groceries for the week, and then I went to the gym, and now I'm here. So, certainly not enough time in the day for today. I think I wanted to work on a few more videos. I do have my trade recap for the day that I might post. It was pretty much break even, so it's not really useful. Um, but no, I have all that shit. Not going to be able to code the bot or work on anything else. This is pretty much the end of my night right here is this fucking backtest session because it is the most important thing for both y'all and me. So with that, I guess I'll get into it. And this is raw and unedited, so like I'm gonna be checking my phone through this shit and stuff because this is exactly how I would normally backtest. But no, without further ado, let's get into this, I suppose. So I think we picked up on like October 7th, I want to say. So I think that's where I think. Okay, so that's definitely the wrong one. Okay, right there. Yeah, because I think we left off on a Tuesday. Definitely don't want a month of market data. Let's just go. Yep, there we go. One day at a time. I like to listen to sad music when I trade too. Kind of motivates me. Because why would I listen to happy music if I don't even have $1 million in the bank yet? That's just my opinion on it. What like this week is pretty much all no trade or trade around news for sure for that shit. Okay, September 29th, Monday. JPY, September 29th. Nope, definitely don't need to switch the pair. Shit, I keep getting distracted by my phone. That's kind of an issue. Definitely don't want to listen to this romantic shit. That's gonna give me no motivation. Was this September 29th? Yep, okay. 7:45. Yeah, this shit's way too happy to be trading on. Headlock. That's a fucking crazy pull. I was probably working the hardest out of my career in business when I was listening to this. So we can definitely see that we're headed for a retrace here. I mean, you'd have to be blind to not see that. We just got a break of structure. I'm just gonna kind of check to make sure that we cleared out this. Okay, so that's definitely not what I wanted. Okay, so as I was saying, you know, just looking at the chart instantly, we're thinking fucking we have downward momentum, but it never hurts to check to see just how much liquidity we rated. So basically, for this high time frame, we can absolutely conclude that we are going down. And why is that? so we already got this medium time frame break of structure, which helps. And then we fucking cleared out this liquidity right here. You can see it's a direct 62% retracement. So there's not really, between the 62% retrace already hitting and this break of structure, there's literally no reason to go any higher. So we can pretty much confirm we're on a downtrend for the high time frame. Medium time frame, once again, that's what paved the way for the high time frame downtrend. So that break of structure makes our medium time frame look like a downtrend. And the higher the trend, for the most part, the less confirmation you need, because, you know, if you see fucking price accumulate here, like we just fucking did this here, and then we take that, you have like fucking 20 candles in there. See, what's one fucking micro break of structure gonna do? Anyways, so we have that there. So really, what I would, so now you can see on the small time frame, we're thinking bullish by taking that break of structure. Okay, so that, I don't know what the fuck that is. Anyways, so we can basically, off of this, we can see that's like already a 120% most likely. So that makes sense that we're getting a rejection there. Probably not a complete and utter rejection, but it definitely is rejection fuel. You can see the red candle right there shows signs of rejection. So, technically we could high, low, high, low. So technically we could regard this as a retracement. So most likely we'll fulfill while on this upward movement, we'll fulfill some type of liquidity up here, and then we could always fulfill liquidity up there, but I'm thinking the conservative, like, easy lock is right here most likely. So 62% retrace. And it also, these Fibonacci extensions and retracements, when I'm trading, I'm like focused so much on the charts that I kind of slur my words, not gonna lie. But I guess that if anything, we'd be thinking small time frame. It's just that we can roll the next one as medium time frame. But actually no. This would be more medium time frame liquidity, to be honest. But no. So we got the medium time frame there, that there. But I just lost my train of thought. I regained it. So basically, you want like some sort of liquidity, like an order block, fair value gap, something like that, to be lined up inside of this, which I'm going to be honest with you, there's a 99% chance we go into the zone because this order block cluster right here. And then we could furthermore, it would low-key make sense because 127% extension is right here for the medium time frame. So I don't necessarily see us violating, like, I don't see us going for this liquidity because then we'd violate the medium time frame trend. I see us going up here to one of these order blocks, to be honest with you. That's most likely the extent of this uptrend, I would say. But we could also, nope, don't want to drag the whole fucking fib. Just want to extend it to the high, which is right here. But yeah, as I was saying, we could definitely go up here, potentially. Definitely not definitely. I don't want to say definitely there. I just said that a lot, but I don't really see us going any higher, like I said. But it's helpful to have this shit just in case we do. So most likely, what I would see really happening here, we're most likely going to retrace between the 60-79% zone, and then we'll get a micro BOS to the downside, and then we'll go on a downward trade towards a 120% extension of this low. Why is that? Because it fulfills this liquidity. But I could also see we could potentially get a deeper retrace to here to the point where it's worthwhile to mark it out. So off of this is really confirmation in itself for us to get in a buy position, which I love hopping on the market and instantly getting a buy confirmation. But as you can see, we kind of went up here, retraced to this order block, and then went up. So that's why we can kind of crunch our stop loss down to here, because instead of all the way down here, because we already retraced that order block, so we're most likely not going to retrace to that order block again. If anything, we might retrace to this one. But off of this, we would get like a $2,000 position. And it's not like a crazy difference, but that's $400 right there. So, if you can crunch it down, you might as well. We will. If we get a micro BOS, we can go down here and then we can up our position to $3,000, which would be not bad. Actually, let me think here. Right here, we could think, actually, yeah, I need to start marking out my 38% retracements a lot more, because like you can see, that was a direct retracement right there. Now we are thinking uptrend anyways, so I don't think that really would constitute me to get out of this, but we'll really see. What did I want to do? Okay, this is the 38% retrace. I'll only use this in confluence with the other concepts. I wouldn't solely do this, but that 38% right there, that's going to actually have some weight on market. That, like, this will definitely have some weight on market. But that's the only problem. We already fulfilled that 38% retrace, but I see us going deeper because we already extended to 120% from this low. So I see us going deeper upwards before we completely shift to the bears. But yeah, like I said. So yeah, we definitely hold here. Now price is starting to slow up, definitely. Which that's kind of like a supply and demand line there. Matched, so that since that directly rejected off that 62% retrace, we will slim like half of our position here. So we'll go down to like $500, and then we'll bump this to micro BOS here. Alright, so that's confluence to stay in the trade. That's good. We like that. Alright, right there, that's a BOS to the downside. That's confluence to get out of this trade. I don't know if it's really confluence to re-enter to the opposite way. Let me kind of think here. So yeah, I would say this is pretty damn high confluence to reverse our position here, because 840, still plenty of liquidity, and we retrace directly. Let me make sure. Sometimes TradingView fucks with me and it gives me like mixed signals. But no, that's definitely a break of structure I would rule. So now that we have that break of structure in place, it was a retrace directly between the 62.79% and to this order block. So now that we cleared out this liquidity, I definitely think that a sell position could be wise here. And then we also, off of this, we have our stop loss is so tight, it's not even funny. Wait, actually, this is this is fucking galaxy brain here. I'm gonna definitely have to go back and adjust this, but no. So let's make sure this pairs up with liquidity. Okay, so it does. So yeah, sell position is definitely a wise move here. That's gonna get annoying for y'all, so I'll just up the position size instantly. So 62 is probably here. That's realistically where price will probably lean to. So we'll just bet a band for this, just in case. Actually, we already took up the further liquidity, so we might as well go 2 bands here, I'm not gonna lie. Only thing that kind of worries me is their stop loss is pretty tight. Okay, there we go. Even further breakup structure validation. So now we'll get our fib here, right there, to here. So medium time frame targets would be 38% right here. Um, so this is most likely one we want to take. This order block right in here, it carries quite a bit of weight. 79 would be down here. This order block's also going to carry some weight. For sure. The 62% retrace is nothing really. Nope, that's not how you spell retrace. But I'm thinking if anything, we kind of already cleared out this liquidity, so I'm thinking we'll definitely get a retrace somewhere beyond 38%, I'm thinking, but there's definitely a good chance of a 120% run up as well. Let's see. Yeah, I'd want a little more liquidity for sure. Ooh, that's a break of structure to the upside, which we don't love. Licked out. That's gnarly. Okay, so off of that, nope. Why would I want to move that? I wouldn't. We're still kind of just going into this order block here, which I don't necessarily love. So we're ranging here. Okay, that's a crazy break of structure. We took out all the small time frame lows. Certainly biased to get in on a big money sell position here. We are gonna have to adjust our liquidity that we're seeking here. Because of that high forming there, which I don't love necessarily, but oh wow, we are trading way too small time frame as well. So that's gonna bump this here. I think we're gonna get wicked out here, honestly. I just don't see the liquidity being deep enough, to be honest with you. The Typically you want your liquidity, your like Fibonacci retracement zones to match up with liquidity, like an order block, Fibonacci or fucking fair value gap. So I don't necessarily love this trade idea here, but I guess if it works, it works. Shit. Ooh, it's kind of a slight rejection off of that. But if anything, we'll at least pull into this order block here, I'm thinking. Not what we wanted to see there. That is what we wanted to see. So this will constitute halving our position here. Ooh, okay. Thank God I forgot to fucking adjust my shit less. That could have been bad. So off of that, move stop loss to here. And it's literally like I don't really lose my trades, you saw. I just got ahead of it a little bit. But I know it's gonna go on. Just lately I've been jumping the gun a little bit. I haven't really been using flawed things or anything. I've just been jumping the gun. Okay. That definitely constitutes another half of the position. Yeah. So buy. That's a pretty strong rejection fuel, so I don't really see us. We'll either get out on a break of structure to the upside, or if we get a 120% extension, most likely, that would constitute us full closing. Yeah, certainly. Okay, so off of that, we'll half our position once again. On the 100% extension, and then in the same sense, we'll pretty much, regardless of 120% extension, we'll just take on a breakup structure to the upside here. Depending, I want to actually, how much could I squeak out if I half the position again? Not really enough. So if anything, we'll just full close and a breakup structure here. Or triple bullish also would constitute a close of the position. That's pretty much there, but I'll wait one more. Call me greedy, whatever. Doge. So that's a full breakup structure. We get a higher low plus a higher high. Constitutes getting out of this. This point, we're at 11, so kind of want to get out for the day. But 1500 first day, not horrible. We'll take it. What really made our loss here? It was really just getting in on that second position a little early. That's really the only reason we lost any money here. Just getting in on this early here kind of hurt us a little bit, but overall that's a good first day for the week. Clear this out, get another day. Ooh, 8:30 a.m. Don't want to trade on that. Wednesday, September 4th. Or nope, definitely 4th, 24th. Oh, bring back the October price action. That shit was so readable. I liked that so much, not gonna lie. Loki, that's my favorite. Not gonna lie, this October was my favorite price action to trade on in my career. This is pretty easy and readable here, to be honest. Even though we are kind of trending. Okay, Asia session accumulation, manipulation, right here, distribution. Ooh, so there's not a ton of momentum necessarily for price to move off of. But we are seeing uptrend here. Realistically, will continue until somewhere around here. This is honestly a pretty favorable, as long as we actually have momentum and volatility today, this is a pretty favorable day to trade. Not gonna lie. So we have this magnets here. You can see that's associated with the order blocks. Definitely want to switch the color on that. What is this? Ooh, that's a bright green. This is very favorable liquidity to trade on, I'm not gonna lie. Or I guess price action, market structure, whatever you want to call it. Very favorable. I like this a lot. So liquidity cluster, this 62% is most likely going to carry more weight. Then ideally we're going to want to wait for a retracement to somewhere to take out this liquidity for sure. And I'm guessing this liquidity, medium time frame liquidity is already answered for. Yeah, 62.79. Same thing with this one. Same thing with this one. All that's already answered for, so if anything, we'd only have a liquidity grab down to these levels. So upon micro break of structure, we'll just fully bet on extension. To be honest, I don't even think I'll consider small time frame liquidity here. Just not really much of a point. Mm-hmm. That's kind of a massive equal low, I'm not gonna lie. So realistically, what'll let me make sure there's not any obvious liquidity grabs I'm missing here because I don't want to get wicked out. So from 20 to 2, we have this high, which London RA took. We have this low, London RA took. So there's no Asian liquidity to fuck us up. From 3 to 5, this low here, we already, and this high, we already swept that high, went down to equilibrium. So this should be just pure market structure here. This really shouldn't be any liquidity sweeps or moves. So upon either break of structure of this high here, or if we get some sort of retracement, we'll get in on that. But I'm gonna assume, yeah, right there. Um, I'm gonna assume that this kind of carried out the retrace already, especially with that higher high being printed. If anything, we're waiting for a retrace of this move, I would say, for sure. Um, yeah, if anything, we're gonna be waiting for a retrace of this move here, which would be, which is actively pretty much employed already. So just to further the bias, we'll wait for a micro break of structure as well. Obviously, like your returns aren't going to be insane doing this, but it avoids shit like that happening to you. What was that? That's damn. That's a quadruple low. Holy fuck. Yeah, micro break of structure on this will definitely be taking. Not gonna lie. If we're gonna respect that level of market that much, like we'd be a fool not to take this off of micro break of structure to the upside. Then again, we are kind of ranging. Yeah. Um, that was the 62.79% retrace I was looking for. That's beautiful. Take that all day long. Holy shit. That kind of fucks with our upward bias a little bit, that wick, because we already took out so much liquidity from the upside. Not gonna lie. But wait. Okay. I gotta get my candles fatter for this shit. Holy. But okay. Break of structure right there. We already fulfilled all this downside liquidity here. We have no reason to really go any deeper. So we'll be thinking a buy bias here for sure. Yeah, I mean, we already took out all this downside liquidity. Let me see if there's anything else that could fuck with our position. But an order block retrace, that would be very rare. 120% extension, 100% extension, all that good shit. Hey, bro. One more fucking position size here. Alright, there we go. Okay. So this, ooh, that's the one thing I didn't really notice. We're still going up here, but we did kind of break that level there. So that might open up a floodgate for us to target some of this liquidity up here. We'll see what happens. I'm just gonna let it roll here because I have a really strong bias that we're gonna fully extend here and have a continuation. I don't really have any bias to believe otherwise, to be honest. Only thing that would really make me even think we're gonna go any lower, like we just got a break of structure to the upside there, 100% retracement. Definitely gonna thin out our position here, but like I was gonna say, until we took that high, the only thing that would constitute me really getting out of this position would be a full micro break of structure, which obviously we didn't get. Okay, that's a little much. I don't know when I've ever traded that much position size, but okay. Um, thin out on that. I guess we'll view a 120% extension of this. Think about that as well. Um, damn, that took a while to establish that liquidity. It's already like 11 for this day. Oh, damn. Ooh, don't love that. We sourced the shit out of that liquidity. That'll constitute some since we already fulfilled the 127%. That'll definitely constitute a little more thinning of our position. Probably like 3K off it. Um, where are we gonna sell? Okay. And then in my mind, my stop loss is already hugging. So I'll just move that there so it actually is hugging. Triple bearish here or micro break of structure will invalidate the rest of the position, which we definitely didn't get. Holy shit. I'll take that. I don't know. I see it retracing to that. I don't really see it one moving to that 62.79% liquidity, but we'll take as high as it gets. Off that, we'll invalidate. Yeah. Kind of respected that zone. We'll let it ride for a little bit because we did sort of respect that zone. Could come to bite me, could not. Who knows? Yeah. So off that, that's a true invalidation. Get out of that. What time is it for the day? 11:45. We're done trading. If this was like happened at 9 a.m., then we'd wait for a retracement to this order block, and then we'd enter another position. Once again, targeting this liquidity and targeting bullish trends. But that's 3K for the day, so still a good day. That was definitely a pretty easy day, I would say. November price action is kind of whipping my butt here. Wow. So do we trade on that day? Fuck no. What is this? Holiday? For JPY, that shouldn't really affect it, so we'll hop on anyways. Or at least we'll take a peek at it. What was that? Monday 20th? Yeah, 22nd. And then what time? 7:45, per usual. Okay. Once again, this is kind of picture perfect, I want to say. Ooh, maybe not so picture perfect. Ooh, yeah. I mean, we do have this liquidity target up here, but shit, we didn't really. Do I really want to target? Shit. Yeah. 38% retrace. High time frame. Okay. No, don't need to open up the whole fucking menu here. Just need to see this. 62% retrace. High time frame. 79% retrace. Time frame. Okay. We're kind of ranging the shit out of this. I'm not gonna lie though, so I don't know if I really would want to even take a trade. We kind of no, we could rule that as an order block retracement. So I mean, if we get a break of structure to the upside following that order block retracement right here, like a full break of structure, not a micro, that would constitute us thinking highs for sure. Also, let's look at our retracement of this low over here. Damn, I'm kind of cold. We have a kind of an equal low there, which I like. So yeah, we'll wait till we kind of already fulfilled that liquidity there. So I don't really see us getting a hyper like deep retracement, but we could. Would definitely sweeten the pot a little bit. I mean, off of that alone, we could be thinking absolutely nothing. But that's so kind of the thought process here is if we get an order block retracement plus a break of structure, we're more or less already like that's a sign, the break of structure and the order block retracement, that we already fulfilled this liquidity. But if you also just get in on some deep fucking liquidity, like a deep retracement plus the break of structure, chances are we're not going to go much lower. The only thing I dislike about this high right here, this high did not exceed that high, which I don't love. But it's a good risk to reward trade. I will say that. I like that. That aspect of it. Okay. Right there. We fulfilled this downside liquidity, micro break of structure. I'll take that. That's a decent thing. The only thing I don't like is that while fulfilling that liquidity, we did violate this low. So this is definitely like a 1K type of trade. But the upside is pretty good, I will say that. We already retraced as deep as I believe we're gonna go. Oh, that's kind of a conservative play here, to be honest. But if we're betting that we already retraced all of that liquidity, 120% would be up here. So we'll just 127% retrace medium time frame. Nope, not a retrace, an extension. Make this dark green. 100%. Obviously, it's right there. We don't really need that. Small time frame, 127%. Yeah, this is going to be an issue position. I can already tell. 27% extension. Time frame. Ooh, yeah, this is kind of going to be an odd position because, ooh, I really hope we don't stall out at that order block. That's all I'll say. That could be detrimental. I mean, there is liquidity right there, that order block, which I like. And then once again, we have an order block up there. Actually an order block cluster. So, I mean, as long as we can push here, I like this trade idea for sure. Accumulation during Asia. Yeah. And then slowly going up. Manipulation distribution would lead us to go up, which I like that bias for sure. 20 to 2. Asia high, swept. Asia low, swept the shit out of that. What about London? London high here. 2 to 5. London low here. We swept London. Oh, and we have a sweep of London low, which I certainly like. So, yeah. I like this trade idea. I certainly do. Technically, that is 100% fucking extension. But so now that we have that break of structure, we can treat this order block. It's an order block retracement and double down to like 2K if we get a retrace into there, which I would like. Yeah, so if we get an order block retracement followed by another micro break of structure, even off of that, I would have liked to get in on this candle, so I won't do it for this one. But we definitely could have justified upping our position off of this candle right here, because we kind of violated that. But honestly, off of that full fucking honestly, my position even here, not that much. Definitely not that much. Not even that much either. Holy shit, that fucking increased our stop loss size a lot. Let's go for a 1K. Nope, definitely not that much. I don't understand where this program's getting these numbers from. Okay, so I guess that's what we're doing. Anyways, that I didn't like how it treated that. But as I was saying, we can up our position size to 2K off of that because we have a like long time frame fucking breakup structure. Retrace to the order block, I would say. If we get a retrace fully to this deep ass order block, we'll increase position size. Now we do have that short time frame break of structure there, but I would just play that off as an order block retracement to be quite honest. I don't like how long we're taking to clear out this order block though, I will say that. If we get a full micro break of structure to the downside, okay, I was gonna say that because we trended there for a little too long. I would have liked an instant like this wick, which is what I wanted. Then I would have gotten out of a micro break of structure to the downside there just because we were spending a little too much time resting there. But that candle there kind of I liked. Definitely was good for the bias. Shit, that's not good for the bias. Definitely cleared out a fuck ton of downside liquidity. What type of retraces have we been getting as well? Kind of constitute whether I get out or stay in here. Like, we haven't even really reached a 62.79% retrace here. So, even though it kind of looks gnarly, I think we stay in here. How many pips is this? Yeah, that's only 40 pips. I mean, I'm going to stay in off that, to be honest with you. We're definitely going to want to, if we get a further break of structure to the downside, we'll definitely get out though because we cleared out that order block. So any like further break of structure to the downside is a legitimate move, not just a liquidity play for sure. Yeah, if we get a true confirmation candle here, we'll exit on that. But that was kind of weak. That pretty much matched, which ain't really nothing special. Yeah, that's exactly why we stayed in there. Let me move my toolbox. I am happy I at least have my toolbox back, because that was a whole issue in itself. Are we really about to range the shit out of this? That's gonna piss me off. If we just range this shit, we did technically retrace to that order block. Fuck, dude. That's like, oh, that's so annoying, because now we're respecting this zone. We'll still wait for a true break of structure, but this zone is going to be hard as fuck for price to take out because we respected it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. Yeah, this is absolute confirmation to get out. Not gonna lie, we have the micro break of structure. We respected the zone way fucking too many times. Um, what's that for the day? I didn't think that was going to be a positive day, to be honest. But no, 500 for that day. Let me Loki for the fucking. Let me for the video title. Let me add these up quick. What did we have that first day? Like 1,500, something like that. Let me go to the calculator. So 1,500 plus 2,600 plus 500, 4,600. That's not bad necessarily. Um, I want to get like 2 more days in, I think. Probably one more day because we'll fill it to like an hour. Which I like. I like that idea for sure. 2 a.m., 2 p.m. Okay. So we can take those. No bias from the news because it's all even. Wednesday, September 17th. Check this shit out. Check a new one in. Good piece of gum. Okay. Clear out all this. And if I don't want to trade on this, then I'll literally just end it here. Let me see. If we can get some type of validation to the upside here, I like that trade idea a lot. Not gonna lie. Which we kind of have somewhat of a validation there. Not a true validation, but somewhat of one. Actually, just I'm not really paying attention to it fully right now, but I think I see a trade opportunity already. Nope. 72% retrace doesn't exist, by the way. I was just typing all the keys at the same time. 62% retrace right here. Wow, I'm not good at spelling today. 38% we ooh, that could be an issue. We already fulfilled a fucking 38% retrace, so that could be as deep as we go, to be quite honest. Especially with us making a new low. All this upside liquidity is most likely not even valid, to be honest with you, but there's always a chance, I suppose. So we got a micro break of structure. We can already enter a buy position on this liquidity here. 79.62 right here. 79% retrace. This is more small time frame, to be honest. Do we have any medium time frame liquidity? Not really. Okay. So right there, 62% right here. So since we kind of already established that fucking 38% retrace. So yeah, since we already kind of took like this liquidity right here with that 38% retrace, matter of fact, we will label it this time just so that we remember. Or actually no, let me actually take a deep look at this shit. So first retracement would be okay. So first retracement would be there. Second retrace would be to the third, so that does still fill the 38% retrace. So two scenarios I'm thinking here. I think it's definitely a wise decision to put in a buy here for like a 2K buy here. I think we'll definitely go up out of this. The only real question is for how long. So I'm thinking out of this, we'll either get a retrace to this deep liquidity plus a micro break of structure to the downside, which we'll get in on and get a sell position, or we'll continue progressing up. That's my read on this position, to be honest. Yeah. Since we're sort of going against trend here, I don't necessarily want to slim out my position quite yet, low key. Maybe on, like, when price, okay, off of that, do we really want to? Yeah, we will. Because we could very well get a micro break of structure here. So we'll just like get rid of like, yeah, that's fine. Get rid of that. And then, yeah, I want to see my position value, definitely. Okay. Call me scared, but I don't see this move going on forever, to be honest. No, we'll wait for a true break of structure, but I don't know. That's kind of a 50-50 whether I wait for a true break of structure or get out on that, or at least slim on that. Like this, I will slim on. Um, just because I don't see us really progressing with this uptrend, to be honest. I see us, if anything, retracing. The rest of this we'll wait for a true break of structure to actually flip our position for. So, yeah. I like that. We fulfilled that liquidity. We'll close there, and we'll definitely be open to the thought of this shit here. And yeah, because I just don't see us, I don't see us really fully flipping off of that. We already fulfilled some good liquidity, so I don't see us slipping off of that shit. This is a lot of position size. Wow. But no. What time is it? Ooh, 8:30, still fucking young as hell for market. Um, and then we'll just open our fib there. Most likely gonna hold this to like at least 100% extension, I'm thinking. I don't see us getting, ooh, that's not good. That's not, the consolidation and accumulation is great, but yeah, I didn't like how high we were going there, to be quite honest. Okay, that's a pretty crude break of structure there. Yeah, that's pretty damn crude. Plus, it's also a engulfing candle, so that's pretty damn biased. We can get off of that. And this is the trade I realistically was expecting and wanted to take here. That's a direct order block retracement. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, yeah. So that's as expected, pretty much. I don't see us. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't really expect us getting anything crazy off of that. I I wanted to take a partial here, but fucking lag, I guess, decided I wasn't taking a partial. Great, thank you. Ooh, that's a directly off that order block too. If we get back to back bullish, yeah, okay. So after that, we kind of cemented on that position pretty good. So I'll stay in off this. I won't really slim out anything quite yet. Definitely going to slim out something on that. That's a full kind of retrace type of play, which, not going to lie, that kind of invalidates the trade idea. What time is it? Yeah. Then that validates us getting out of here and kind of further assessing this, I guess I would say. Yeah, exactly why we got out there. Um, fuck. I don't even know if I want to. What are we at for the day? $500 again? This is such an odd position to be in, not gonna lie. We did get accumulation again here for London session, or I mean Asia session, which is nice. 20 to 2. Most likely the highs here, which we swept before we went lower. Um 3 to 5 here. We might sweep this high, and we retrace to the order block and then reject it, so I don't really see that happening. But we have London low, which got swept. So, I'm gonna want to see at least a micro break of structure to the downside here, if anything. I don't want to take anything bullish the rest of the day, really, because I just don't see us fulfilling that high time frame liquidity, to be honest. I definitely won't bet on us hitting that liquidity, but I will bet against it if we do take it. That's what I'll say here. I'll use it as like a support, I guess. And then because of this low establishing here, I don't want to take anything to the short side until this is taken out, for sure. It's 11 on this. Yeah. Right there, 11 o'clock. I would be out of market anyways. The only if this was a little earlier in the day, I would have either taken a short position off of some retrace into here, or a short position after we take out this low here. But this low kind of cock blocks us from taking any shorts because there's still this liquidity to pursue up here. So either this low would have to get taken out here, and then we'd wait for a retracement back up into here to take a short position, or if we went up here, we'd take a short. I don't really feel confident in this liquidity getting taken out enough to really go with a long position targeting it. So that's going to take a while to happen, at least a few hours. So market's going to slow down by the time that's done. But yeah, that was basically a full backtesting session. Simple.